Now, Neil, Holy Fools, as you said before, runs on the smell of an oily rag, and sometimes without even oil on the rag.
Very much so.
And you don't have much in the way of facilities, but you've just started today a crowdfunding thing for a van. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. I drive a Commodore sedan, and we're finding that that's getting too small. Over the last week, I helped one of the guys move from where he was staying to somewhere else, and it just became evident that we need much more than a sedan can cater for. Regularly each week, we pick up food from Second Bite, and we're moving things around. I take fill my car up constantly to take it to the barbecue every Wednesday. And I know that a van would also benefit a few of the other agencies in the area with their food things as well.
Yep.
So we started a crowdsourcing activity today to try and raise $25,000 to buy a van. That would buy us a new van or near new van, registration for a year, fuel for a year, and allow us to do things like sign write the van and things like that.
Yep.
So it's on chuffed.org.
Right.
CHUFFED, chuffed.org, and it's called Wheels for Welfare.
Right.
And we're, as I said, attempting to raise $25,000. And I must say I was really impressed because within minutes of that going up, I had $150 donated by a friend of ours, and I know there's been a couple of other people since then who've donated what they can. We're offering a few things too, like if you donate $5,000, we will. I'm happy to have your business logo on the side of the van and say you're supporting what we're doing, through to sending out a signed certificate of thanks if you have $100 or $200 or whatever. I can't remember the different levels, but the idea is that we're trying to create people interested and they can get their logos on the van through to their names in the van, things like that.
Yep.
As a way of raising funds.
So now people have got the chance to get a pen and paper. Do you want to give out that Chuffed address again so people can get onto it?
Yep, it's chuffed.org, CHUFFED.org, and do a search for Wheels for Welfare.
Yep.
Otherwise, they can go to the Holy Fools website, and that's Holy Fools, HOLEY, Fools, FOOLES.org.au, and it's on the front page there, the link to the crowdsourcing, and on Facebook as well.
Excellent stuff. Now, Tim, you've got a few thank yous to come.
Look, I'm very pleased to be able to say that I believe we did raise a lot of awareness.
Yep.
I believe that we were able to dispel a lot of the myths about what's going on around the Outer East and what's not happening in relation to homelessness. You've got to learn from these things that you do and try and do them better. Even a volunteer can lift to be able to make sure that their message gets across. I'm going to read out now the last post that I put on the Yarra Rangers Winter Sleep Out, and I mean with all sincerity what I'm about to say. Well, it's finished again, and now I've completed 94 nights over 4 years sleeping in a cardboard box out in the open to raise awareness to homeless people, especially in the Shire of Yarra Ranges, the Outer East. So what did I learn? I learnt that the 4 years I've already done, this put together, don't even come close to the experiences of 2014. So many people sleeping in cars, sleeping rough, sleeping in that bad word, rooming houses, is already showing that we are not taking into account the future. Holy Fools and I saw firsthand the breakdown of the system, not working fully to assist those in need.
Yeah.
Listening to the stories for 10 days and nights, you really got a good handle on where the needs are. People are homeless for a wide range of issues, not just one thing. We can't afford to ignore them. These people are Australians like you and me. Do we not remember mateship? Let's go back to a time when we cared for each other a little bit more. Homelessness should not become a way of life. I felt honoured to be taken into their confidence, but never forgetting to respect their privacy. So the time has come to say thank you to you and you and you. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to one of Melbourne's most decent and respected citizens, Mr. Les Twentyman. He did such a good job on message at the opening last Monday about the very real impacts on youth, a task he has been doing for over 40 years. Nick Rogers from Anchor Incorporated Community Care informed us about their Shire-wide survey of every school to get down to the nitty-gritty of where youth homelessness is starting. Anchor will, I have no doubt, play a leading role on homelessness in the future with the ability to be able to help. The donations of wood, clothing, food and whatever else we asked for just appeared. Very caring people, and I wrote that in capital letters. Facebook and text messages were always well received. The general community came, stayed for a while to hear the stories of our homeless. All real, all very, very in your face. The police were fantastic, coming each night with a cheery wave and a hello, including a catch-up with Linda Hancock. Linda Hancock is one of the development officers for the Victoria Police and has a huge task in the Outer East and has been doing a fantastic job connecting with all walks of life. Thank you to Councillor Dunn and Councillor Cliff from Yarra Rangers, and I know if Councillor Avery could have been there, he would have as well. Thank you to Chris Risley from the Council. We know that when council officers come, they're coming for a reason, to learn. I know he's been working fairly hard with Holy Falls. Thank you to an up-and-coming candidate for the state election, Mr. Peter Harris. He was fantastic. He came down on numerous occasions to sit down there, close his mouth, open his ears and listen, time and time again. No other politician came, unfortunately, but oh well. Thank you to the Lilydale Agricultural Society for allowing us to use the old 1878 lean-to. They were fantastic. Bob and the other members there, I reach out and say absolute thanks. Without that, we would have been absolutely freezing in the cold. Yarra Rangers health staff were very understanding with donations from a couple, including Liz. We smiled to all the staff going into work in the morning and said good night to them when they went home from work. But by far the biggest thanks needs to go to Holy Falls. Neil and Jennifer Taylor and the very yummy muffin lady, Deb McLeod. This little troop with some helpers continues to have weekly barbecues and fortnightly community meals, doing all of this on the smell of an oily rag without the oil. I'm glad they are there in Lilydale, always ready to help. So from Holy Falls and me, Tim Heenan, and from the bottom of our hearts, I say thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Tim and Neil, for coming in. It was an extraordinary time. I was able to drop in a few times and see you guys and check out what you're doing and what effect it was having. And it was a marvellous thing to do. Thanks for coming into radio.
Thank you, Greg.
And
thank you, Greg, for the opportunity.
And Baby, thank you.
Thank you, Baby.
No worries, you guys are awesome. Well done, I'm just thrilled that you came in.